Hiya, who is it? It's Nathan, an island of humanity in a choppy sea of recovery. It is Nathan, it's recovery month. Every day I've been talking to you, every day for 18 days. Today's the 19th day, every single day has represented a year that I use substances. Today's no different. Why should it be? 2009. 2009 it is today. No, it's not, Nath. Yes, it is. The worst financial crisis since the Great Depression of the 1930s continues. Why wouldn't it? We talked about this yesterday. You heard my rabid rantings as I went on about the smoke and mirrors of the financial sector. And I shall rant no more. Not that I'm bitter. Oh, it was your fault, Nath. It was your fault, not theirs. Swine flu. Swine flu continues or started. Swine flu, H1N1 or something like that, wasn't it? H1N1. Swine flu, bird flu. That was earlier, I think, a couple of years earlier, which I didn't mention. Bird flu. Then it started coming about man flu, didn't they? That deeply sexist phrase of man flu, as if because of my gender I make more of a fuss about being ill. No. Michael Jackson died 2009. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it? He passed away. It wasn't. Obviously it wasn't. It was 2009. A glorious day. All hail Barack Obama, who now seems like a god made flesh against the opposing figure of Donald Trump. And I'm not going to go down the road of banging on about Donald Trump because everyone's doing it and it's really boring. And also, a random fact, the deadliest bushfires in Australian history were coursing across the lands in Australia. I know they get them, but apparently the worst ever in history was in 2009. So that's me. And all gather together now and say the immortal words, what have you been up to, Nathan? Well, I said yesterday, today was my first day at school. Started a course today, Nathan, here sir, which was interesting. Let's start off at the beginning of the day. As I've said, often the best place to start. So, managed to get more difficult by the day, isn't it? And the fact that me and the other half, Angel, for which I live, have bought these enchanted sheets that we've decided to purchase. Still want to go up a tog. I've had this discussion with you. We've still not gone up a tog, but they're so soft. These magical, these enchanted sheets, almost nigh impossible to get yourself out of in the morning. But get out of them we did and made our way. Had a bit of a weird dream last night. Another one. Don't know what it is at the moment. A little bit about that. A little bit more about that later. But made our way there. Everything, everyone was talking about getting earlier trains and earlier buses. Should we get there 5 hours in advance to stop any people? Do panic, don't they? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You just get on the bus or the train. You can't control public transport. If you made a solid effort to get there on time, I would suggest that's enough. To get there 5 hours early. No. Anyway, it might be the train that was 5 hours early. That might be the one that goes wrong. That's the way the universe works. But anyway, I found who was the first person that greeted me on the platform of the train station. We've mentioned her before, the wonderful, the human Welsh tornado, Mrs. Pepperpot. There she was. Wondered whether she was going to get up and make it in, but she did. So shame on me for thinking she wouldn't. So I'll jump back. I'm going to jump back a little bit. Because the dream I had last night was Ye Gads, of all things. It was another. I don't know whether it's this cathartic thing that I'm doing of doing these vlogs that's acting as some sort of exorcism for these thoughts. But I had another using dream. But this one, I was in a club. Back in the day, when clubbing was clubbing, and I was on Turbo Mitsubishis, they called them back in the day, MDMA, being the the main constituent ingredient in that particular pill. But I was on them. I felt as if I had the feeling of euphoria. I had a bag of them in my pocket, and I was in it. It was bizarre, and I had this feeling, and then I woke up and again was relieved that this wasn't the case and this hadn't happened. But it was all very real and very vivid, and that links into this conversation. So Ron, take that idea, take that memory, put it in a little box, keep it to one side. That's the dream Nathan had. Item 1 in today's list of events. Now after nearly getting my head trapped in the train doors, much to the delight of Mrs. Pepperpot, sat down and we're having a confab. Oh, isn't it nice to be back together? It's lovely to be seeing my mates again on a regular basis, as will be the case over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, lovely. Say no more about it. Lovely. So I nearly got my head trapped. Managed to dodge it, Indiana Jones style. Mrs. Pepperpot laughing as she's one to do at my misfortune. And this other lady has walked on at another stop with the full garb on, the bicycle hamster. Drage, keep it down. Hamsters often running around doing something. Got the hat on, the garb, the bike she's got on, and I was checking we was in the right part of the train. And I always like to do that by engaging in a little bit of frivolous banter with the person in question who's also getting onto a train. Oh, we sure we're on the right train? Yes, we are, etc., etc. But she's talking to us, and she has noticed the fact that Mrs. Pepperpot is Welsh. Well, she's not Welsh actually. She's English, but she's got a very thick Welsh accent because of where she was raised, and she's picked up on this accent. I mean, you're going to hear Mrs. Pepperpot at the best of times, because she is, and there's no poetic way of putting it, bloody loud. So they're getting talking, and remember item 1. So they're getting talking about where she used to go in Wales and where she grew up in Wales. And it turned out anyway, cut long story short, it turned out that they used to both go to the same clubs and stuff, and they're starting to talk about the club. And I can see Mrs. Pepperpot won't mind me saying this. She's getting more and more excited as this conversation's going on. You know where this is going. You know the way the mind of an addict works. Suddenly I can see the body language change. I'm starting to feel different. I'm remembering this dream now I've had, and feelings are starting to churn in me. And the 2 words that come out of my mouth next: euphoric recall. Mrs. Pepperpot's having a whale of a time talking about this, and I can see her getting very excited. I feel a little bit excited inside. Hoping and praying that the conversation will come to a bloody end. So that's gone on, but it's very nice she was, and we got to the other end of it, and off we got, and we met with other people. Amongst those people were my dear, sweet, beloved friends, and we all know the saying: "Seeth the spider, seeth the oats." And there they were, met up with those 2 wonderful people again, because we're all doing this course together. Got item 1 and 2. Item 1, the dream. Item 2, the woman on the train talking about clubs. Item 3, spoke to Oates, we're having a chat. He goes, "God, I had some weird dreams last night." Get this, check this. Had some weird dreams last night. Did you, Oates? Lovely to see you, by the way. Kiss on the cheek. Yes. I can kiss a man on the cheek. I'm not afraid to, and quite enjoy it. He said, "I had the weirdest dream last night." Come on, Captain, tell us. Dreamt I was in a club. On pills. And it was carrying around with me. So we had this nigh on the same identical dream. That's item 3. That's the hat trick of coincidences that I dealt with today. Before we've even started this course, that was on the table, and it just reminded me, of how careful I need to be, and maybe you would need to be, about what we talk about, how we talk about it, the memories we retrieve, because it's very easy to trigger Charles amygdala. We know. You won't know what I'm talking about if you haven't watched any of these previously. But the reward mechanism in the brain, it quickly latches on to those memories. Creamfields, homelands, blah blah blah. Choose your language carefully. Choose what you speak about carefully. Thankfully, me and Oaks both said, a relief to wake up from the dream, and good. I've had no thoughts today or urges or whatever it may be. No problem at all. Strange, I'm having these dreams more regularly than usual. I'm not concerned about them in any way, shape or form, but just a coincidence. And it just reminded me about that importance of watching language and being mindful of euphoric recall. I did. Pepper Pot was away at one point on the train talking to that woman. She was getting quite excited. Had to get her out of the luggage holder at one point. Calm down. Stop talking about it. But anyway, look, we started this course. Really, great to be in a learning environment again. A little bit weird. You have to engage though. I mean, the last time I was in a classroom environment, the person at the front was, in a waterboard, a long black gown, very strict. Slightly more laid back than that today. I'm delighted to say. I'm not going to bore you with the details of the course, but they laid the foundations of what we're going to be learning about. I find it very interesting. So it was no great challenge for me to seem interested, because I was. Lovely lady who was running the course, called Justine, who did very well, I thought. Shouting over everyone, not telling everyone to. She got to the end of the day, not telling everyone to shut up and don't kick that cup over. Must be exhausting for the poor girl. But very engaging tutor, and brought the subject to life, which is what we want, isn't it? You want to be engaged and you want the subject to be brought to life. And she did those things very well, and she had one of those things where you can kind of feel the atmosphere in a room. By then we said, does everyone want to wrap up a little bit earlier? Everyone engaged their brain for the first time in God knows how many years. And we'll finish a little bit early today with one woman laying on her work folder, dribble, half asleep. Probably time you go home, love. There you go. So that was that. Brilliant, lovely. The fact that we're going to be, I'm going to be with my crew, not the other crew, my original rehab crew, Team Infinity. We're called. They're lovely. Sounds like a really bad 80s girl band, and that's what we're called, and we're sticking to it. So we do have a laugh. We do have a laugh. We got back on the train. I did my homework on the train. I talk about feel like back at school. I used to be back on the coach in the day. So looking forward to the weeks going ahead. Not considering opening up a club called Euphoric Recall. Not on the agenda. But I will sign off today. Have something to eat. Because I'm going again tomorrow. I wonder what things will be thrown at me today. I wonder what random people on trains and random conversations will happen tomorrow. We shall see. I shall grab from my recovery suitcase a sandwich of peace and a drink of love, and they offer your lunch tomorrow. Take them. I bid you adieu.